How to make passive income on the internet. Now, I just want to blow this all up because so many people think passive income is really you do nothing. So I don't know where in the world you ever get true passive income, meaning you do nothing. You don't have to talk to anybody. You have to make a decision. You don't have to own a website. And all of a sudden, magically, you're going to make some money. So the truth is you have active income that gets invested where you need to actually pay attention. I call it pactive. Be passive. Someone else is doing the work, but you actively are engaged in a monthly report, a shareholder report, an executive report. Like you've got to pay attention that the investment you made is doing what you were promised or has some version of it, or you have some understanding of it. So let's break down how passive income can happen. I'm going to call it pactive income on the internet. So number one, you drive more sales through online stores. So we'll get to that and we'll break those down. Number two, you use social media, affiliates, your own database to generate residual income. And last, so what do you do instead versus chasing passive income promises? I get these all the time from my clients. In fact, over the weekend, they said in a few things on sports betting sites, and it's like, oh, if I just buy this thing, I'm going to get all this money. Let's break that down and say why a lot of times they don't work. So again, to answer the question, passive, it isn't passive. It's pactive is the word I call it because you have to stay somewhat involved and engaged. So if you look at the stores and the online stores, you could go to Etsy, you can go to Shopify. A lot of people have cracked the code on Shopify and how to have a good store there. A lot of people have done the Amazon run. I'm hearing less and less of that because Amazon has actually devalued books, devalued a lot of online education. So now they're taking, instead of 30%, they're taking up to 50% of your sale. The other thing with a lot of these stores, you have to make sure that you get your buyer. So if people go to other online stores, I don't care if they go to Barnes & Noble, I don't care what online store they want to buy a book or a game or however they get my product or service. If they take commission and worst case take your buyer and you cannot have the buyer, what's the point of it? The ideal site is your own where they're buying from you and then you can put them in your own sales cycle and upsell them to another product, another service, and you keep them in your own database. So using other online stores is a great avenue to get started. I don't think it's your end-all be-all. I think you want your own store and your own database to drive your own lead and monetize yourself. So other platforms, you can go on eBay, you can go local to your marketplaces, whether it's Facebook Marketplace, your next door marketplaces. There's a lot of places locally that you can actually tap into as well. So last is ClickBank. They have a lot of affiliate products. They have info products, very stock products. Again, you want to be able to get your client out of there. And the last thing I want to say about going to online stores is drop shipping is if you actually are not going to ship the product yourself, we find Shopify is extremely friendly about being able to ship your own products because we ship our own kids books, and we also now have version 2 of the Millionaire Maker. So you can grab either of these books in the link below. Go grab them. While you're there, I'm also going to give you 2 tickets to our Millionaire Intensive, an event that we teach once a month. It's 8 hours, 10 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Drop shipping, I'm just giving you a quick lesson. I did drop shipping before. I'm not going to say who the organization was, but the problem is they had the database, I didn't. And so I was smart enough, because I was mentored by great people, to keep a database, but they would actually get the next sale. So if they created another product, they had better pricing that I could actually wholesale the pricing. So you have to watch the drop ship model if they're going to take your client or you to get your client and where that data is stored, where the inventory is stored. A lot to making a decision of whether you want to go online and how you go online and the mistakes you can make. So the second one, which is my favorite, is build your own database. So we post TikTok to Instagram to Meta to X to LinkedIn, YouTube here on this channel. So as we're posting, we're driving people either to Ask Loral or to different ads or to different content pieces. Those databases are lucrative. So if you think about WhatsApp, if you think about any of these platforms where the database is controlled by you, not by social followers, and I think a lot of you make that mistake. You have a lot of social followers, but you're not bringing them into a database where you can follow through and monetize the database. You can survey them, ask them what they want, give them more what they want so they buy more of what you have. And it informs your future products, so you're not just randomly creating products, information products, or content that nobody's really going to buy. And again, avoid the marketplaces, the online stores that don't give you the buyer. Because without the buyer, they might still wander around on social channels. You might be able to grab them again out there, but most likely you'll miss that client. Now, before we go to the last point, I want you to subscribe to my channel, be here 5 days a week, click the notification button, and share this channel with a lot of other people, especially your family and friends, those people who want to make more money in an environment in this economy which is it's a little rough out there. The inflation is not going to move for a while. Interest rates are not going to move for a while. There has to be a lot of economic just core shifts to the foundation of what the administration is doing before we're actually going to see some recovery of this fallout. So July of 2022 is when the recession began. Unfortunately, here we are 3 years later, and you're going to start feeling it more and more and more. So what's your answer? Make more money. So how do you make more money? You got to get out and just do more and have some side hustles and then make them a hustle. So avoid the passive income traps, right? What's truly, truly passive? I don't believe anything is. And if it is, it's probably not worth its weight in gold. Because what are you going to do? Just park your money and pray to God somebody's going to do something, never talk to them, never read a report, never look at a bank statement, never look at a financial statement. You've got to be more engaged in your financial life. Many of you just abdicate the responsibility to someone else. So park and pray is the worst. When you are pitched like the sports betting, it's a hands-off system. Really? So you're going to spend $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 to buy a site that's going to feed you betting, sports bets and things like that, and just magically you don't have to do anything. You're going to need to be checking on it daily, opening up reports, do data checking. So really be mindful when you're out there. Just use some common sense. Right? Is it really, really all hands off? It makes no sense. Nothing can be that hands off and you actually make a lot of money. Try to lean into residual courses where if you have a membership, you still get a residual of a membership. Transition from that one-time just transactional sale to more of a relationship sale. So in our model of being an affiliate, once they buy the book, you get money there. If they buy the game, you'll get money there. If they buy another course, you get money there. If they buy all the way up to the coaching and the big table, you get money the whole way through. So that actually provides a relationship model for you to have more income. Is it totally passive? No, I'd say it's passive. You don't have to do the closes. You don't have to do the fulfillment, but you have to at least bridge the lead into our system. So I hope that gives you some ideas on how you can make money. Passive is a lie. It's just a lie. I'm just going to tell you that. If you have any questions about it and how to actually just make some more money, we have a guaranteed process to help you make $100,000 in 365 days. So call our office. Make sure you stay connected. Go to askloral.com, ASKLORAL. Ask a question. Make a request. We'll be back tomorrow.